Hey guys, and welcome to our review of episode 8 of She-Hulk, where we finally get what we were waiting for.
The frog.
The entire season. Oh, yes, the frog, but also Daredevil. So, a little surprising. I thought they were going to wait till the very, very end, but okay. I guess they had pity on us after that last episode. So we get basically a duo between, kind of a team up between She-Hulk and Daredevil. Did not go the way I thought it would go. A little shocking, little surprising, and the pacing is breakneck. But I will say that Daredevil himself, Charlie Cox, holy shit, he picks up right where he left off. And he kills it as Matt Murdock, just kicking ass. It's good to see him again. They don't overly make him a fucking joke or fuck up his character. And I think that was, Charlie, making sure it's like, I'm going to keep my character about the same. So they have some good rapport. It's the odd couple type of thing, the straight man and the goofball. She's not really taking her hero duties too seriously. And we get much hijinks. So, what? And then a little bit of a rendezvous that it did not. We'll talk about as we get further in here. So, what did you guys think? Let's start with Joe, who has been waiting for Daredevil to show up. What do you think?
Finally showed up. I actually did enjoy this episode. It was fast pacing, but that's what these things are. They're like 20-minute episodes, so you got to cover a lot. I do like the courtroom scene, so that actually... This is what I wanted throughout the whole series, like episodes like this. So
I felt, I was like, damn, man, they already went into the courtroom against each other. They could have built that up, made them go on a case against each other. But
you got to get them small wins.
She's such a rookie that it may not count. And she can get more cases under her. He already has a ton of cases under him, and then maybe they can either team up on a case or go against each other in the future. In the comics, they built that shit up, right? Because you got two attorneys that are heroes, so when they went against each other, it was built up. This one, it just goes right in, and fucking Daredevil whoops her ass in court.
As it should be.
And then she kind of
fresh.
Yeah, and then she kind of whoops his ass in combat because, well, motherfucker doesn't have superpowers. It's heightened senses, and she's got the superpowers. So you liked it, okay?
Yes.
What about you, Alex?
I liked many parts of this episode, and I thought some of the parts of the episode were not good. But I think this is what I wanted to see out of She-Hulk. It felt more competently written. It felt like there was good rapport between Tatiana and Charlie Cox. I think it's her name, right? Tatiana. And so, like, they were the courtroom scene, even when they were talking about legal stuff through their fights. We got Daredevil in a hallway scene, which I'm always down for 100%. We got his theme.
Not done quite as well as the Netflix, but...
Look, it's the best thing that we've seen in this series by leaps and bounds. So, like, I'm all for it. Again, like, I think that they've gone completely overboard with the side characters being parodies of jokes of human beings. It's like, I get it. There are cringy people that exist. I just don't need them to be every single fucking new side character. Like
every single one.
It's just so fucking ridiculous, and they keep bringing them back, and it just sucks. It sucks all the air out of the room, and it makes me just not want to watch those scenes. And then they go to a competent scene, and I'm really enjoying it. And then they're like, then we get to
it's not as funny as they think it is.
It's just it's written for, I think, dumb people. I think it's dumb people writing for dumb people, and I'm sorry if you like that shit, but I think that there's better written stuff.
Frogman?
It's just like it's like the guy that's like Wakanda forever in the bar, and it's like, I get that these people exist, but I'm just tired of seeing them over and over every week. The joke isn't fucking funny.
It's obnoxious at this point.
And then
but they're gonna say, well, it's a comedy series, and that's what we're doing. And I'm
Where's
honestly,
the comedy?
Honestly, when they're serious, I'm liking the show. Like when fucking Daredevil and her kicking ass and actually doing
that's
things
funny.
And talking to each other in courtroom and dipping some jokes right there.
And
works.
That stuff is working. And then at the very end of the episode, I would have been happy if he's doing his walk of shame, but then they went on and did more, and then we got to the meat of the episode, and it's about revenge porn and leaking her information.
Yeah.
And again, we just
so
get
this is gross.
And it's like, I don't care. This is just, it's such a... the end of this show, and they're even like, maybe you should have ended here, but there's more. It's like you should have ended there. You
that happened at 26 minutes in, and I'm like, what are we doing? You literally broke the fourth wall to say it should end here, and you're absolutely right, because the last part was it felt like a tiny mini episode on top of that, like they wanted to get 10 episodes, but they had to cut it short, because we go directly into the gala. I'm like, all right, gala finale, there'll be big reveal, whatever. But no, they do it right there, and they do a slut shame. So this is getting really meta. Obviously, female celebrities have to deal with this, so they tackle this in the show. So they're sort of art imitating life kind of thing, but it feels just weird in the MCU. You know what I'm saying? But that's the story they want to tackle. So we're tackling slut shaming by a bunch of angry men who want to trigger her and piss her off, and they do a good job. I mean, from the real life sense, that would probably piss anybody off.
Yes.
And she basically is, by the end of the episode, looks like a angry Hulk. So she ends up having the same problems, right, that her cousin Bruce Banner has, where everybody's scared of him. And now it seems as if that's the twist of the show, and people are going to be scared of her. But hopefully, I don't know how they're going to depict it, people will realize, okay, she is different from Hulk. She had a legitimate reason to be angry. And then when I saw the motherfucking DDOC show up, I'm like, oh, God, no, please. They did such a wonderful job in Miss Marvel. We loved the DODC, whatever they're fucking called. And I'm like, oh, great, they're going to tie them in here. I hate that organization. Yeah. They're annoying. They point guns in her face. And she's like, oops, I'm in big trouble. So
in a legal base, you having a legitimate reason to be angry is no excuse in the legal show. Remember, this is a law show to destroy property, endanger the lives of everyone. This is just it's stupid. It doesn't fit in the world. I didn't think that did Hulk smash. I think that we established in the first episode that she's not a rage Hulk.
Well, I think it ties into the story where she's like, nah, man, you remember when she shits on Bruce and she says, I got this. I'm not fucking angry person. I've been able to control my anger because I've been, guys hit on me. Yeah. And it's proven here that she was full of shit. So I like the fact that the show is saying she's full of shit and she's going to have to deal with the consequences for not actually listening to her motherfucking cousin and getting shit worked out.
So series over, she goes to jail. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
For some property damage, and they are the Department of Damage Control, so I guess it makes sense that they showed up because she's damaging things.
Yeah.
Anyways, but other than that, the other big reveal here is there's some sexual tension between these two. She is into him. That makes sense. He's a fucking lawyer. He's got his shit together. He's flirting with her, and the dude is a fucking badass, so, I don't blame her for falling for him, right? And she, I guess, is attractive to him. He's actually gets with Jen. He doesn't have that kink where, or maybe he does. We don't know what happens behind the closed door, right? They do show him in the human form.
Walk of shame, though.
Human form. Well, why is the walk of shame there? Tell me that. What is that supposed to mean, walk of shame?
Because
he's walking without his shoes. Did she kick him out? Like, what is that?
No, he's going home.
So it's mimicking what girl, like, I don't know if you go...
Yeah, we have the yellow light that just turned yellow, so give us a second.
If you've ever gotten coffee in downtown Austin early in the morning on a Sunday, you typically see young women doing it, and they're always carrying their heels because they don't want to be walking in their heels.
Right.
And so they're doing the thing which doesn't make any sense because they're like, oh, it's funny because a guy's doing it, he wouldn't wear his boots, and he wants to get hookworms because don't fucking walk barefoot during the dirty streets.
Okay. When he walking in the grass, feeling the grass between his toes, he had a great night, and it doesn't bother me that they had sex. These are two consenting adults, don't give a fucking shit. They were definitely into each other, especially after beating up a bunch of fucking people, get your blood pumping.
Again, they should have ended the episode there. It was like, oh, it's pretty funny.
That was great. Yeah. It's been a great episode, and then they're like,
fucked it up with the whole slut-shaming meta. Let's make fun of our audience who is making fun of us kind of.
Does she know? Because like during the whole, she starts breaking the fourth wall. She's like, oh, maybe there's going to be a plot twist. There's going to be another Hulk.
Red Hulk.
I like that tease, but honestly, I think it's just a tease. This show is a big tease. Her friend comes out with motherfucking Wolverine makeup brushes, right? So there's a Wolverine tease again. And Red Hulk, there are rumors, and I don't think it's true, but there are rumors that Harrison Ford is going to potentially replace the actor that passed away that could be Red Hulk. So I don't know. They're looking for somebody potentially to play Red Hulk, it seems, behind the scenes. But that's unconfirmed rumors. So a better episode. Get a little bit of the law. We get a little bit of the the team up. We get a little bit of the hero action, and of course Daredevil. And honestly, Daredevil is really what makes this episode. Yes. He steals the show as we thought. They didn't necessarily fuck it up, but there is still obnoxiousness here. Obnoxiousness from Leapfrog. Obnoxiousness from this. I think it's the guy's name, Matt or something. Guy. Eric.
Trevor.
Yeah, all those names, I guess. And then what else? The Lawyer of the Year, the female Lawyer of the Year, is a award that they gave to like 7 girls. What is that? Yeah. I thought at first, so they announce her name and they announce other names, and she's like, "Oh, what the fuck? You're taking this away." I thought it was like these are the ones, and then they'll announce a finalist. But no, I think they all
won it. Yeah,
they all won it. Okay,
she just said females.
They wanted to clap back and do commentary that women are, treated poorly.
Treated poorly. In fact, we also said that her friend lawyer not really a friend, her rival lawyer at the law firm probably deserves it more than she does.
And she won it as well.
There
was an amazing comment on Reddit, and of course it's in the internet, so it's probably not true, but they're like, as someone who is a female lawyer, that we go to these things, none of this shit happens because you would get, like, in trouble. Like, no, absolutely not. Like real professional environments, no. In offices, sure, but
does this shit happen? Yes. Does it happen in the lawyer situation or in this? It's too obvious. It's too apparent. It's too over the top, and thus it feels disingenuous. Yeah. So when you take it to an extreme like that, I actually think you do a disservice to the message, the feminist message or these other messages, because you're making it obnoxious, you're making it over the top. If you actually depict it in a real way, and it's a little bit more, muted than over the top comedy, and you could probably hit it home to some of these people who are hate watching She-Hulk, that it's like, that does that. I get it. Yeah. But when you're going like this, they're like, "Say the fucking that never," and it does a disservice. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead with final verdicts.
I'm going to give this a 6. I did enjoy it, but I was waiting for Daredevil forever. But for me, it's too little, too late.
Yeah. I need to record y'all's scores from now on, because I'm like, is this the best episode? Is that the best rating that you've given?
I think it might be the best episode. Because this is exactly what I wanted throughout the whole series. Okay. You get a little bit of courtroom drama, and then you get like the villains or whatever, the week or whatever. But that's what I wanted, but it's like we already one more episode left or something.
Final episode.
Yes, sir. That's I guess we'll deal with the slut shaming next.
Yeah, and just the people are just over the top. Like Leapfrog was just too much. It was like I hated seeing that. It was just like eye rolling. And
how'd you feel about the fight between She-Hulk and Daredevil?
I liked it. Yeah, that's what I liked too.
He gets his ass kicked. Does that piss off a bunch of men out there? Hey, Daredevil should have beat up Hulk and Hulk.
He was holding his own for not having any superpowers.
Yeah.
If you are mad about that, you're a fucking idiot. Because in no world can someone who can clap and immediately break his eardrums. It's like, no, fuck you. That is totally believable.
He should have lost.
Do not be like, of all the things to be mad at, that's not the one.
He does win in court, so he gets that.
Oh yeah,
it's still a win in my book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was at an 8 until we got and wait, there's more.
That's
shit.
where I was.
Yeah, and so I was super hot. I was like, holy shit, this is actually what I wanted from the show. We got some cool dialogue. We had a guest star that made sense. There was all sorts of really cool things happening. The date shit was still over the top, so it loses points because I don't think that they've got the
chemistry wasn't anything more than a one-night stand. I don't think they're gonna push this in.
I don't need them to get married. I mean, it's just like she's successful, young, and attractive. Right. He's successful, young, and attractive. It's just like bang it out and have fun. And like I don't.
And then they're like, oh shit, is Froggy gonna find out? What about that other girl, the blonde girl?
Yeah.
Is she gonna be called back? Hey, this is his. He's showing his oats.
Yeah.
They're broken up, or I don't remember where Daredevil.
Daredevil. How do you say it?
He didn't cheat.
Different area codes, baby.
Yeah. Well, he pulls more tail than the
Joe,
slow
you got
kid.
a lot of women, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what he
does.
He's real successful with the women. He bangs a bunch of people, and so.
But then what happened? You were at 8, and then the last thing happened?
The whole show, the whole series being about a group trying to, as of right now, the whole thing is like we're going to slut shame her in public, and then she loses her cool over that. Like, no.
It was in front of her
You just
parents.
it reminds me of the incompetency and the lack of subtlety in your writing, and it's just so far over the top. It's so far out of reality. It's a parody of a parody, and it's not enjoyable to watch.
Enjoyable to watch.
And so it's just like
I think it's like legit. Like this does happen, and I understand it's what women deal with sometimes, but it is just so over the top.
Yeah, when the whole plot of your show, you're trying to force it as like jokes. If your show turns into a joke, like this thing doesn't feel good. And there's really good She-Hulk stories. I'm not familiar with the ones I know are the ones of Civil War. And there's so many cool things that She-Hulk does, like dealing with small heroes and protecting their identities, and we got none of that shit in this.
We got a tease of that. Which is Daredevil kind of plants the idea
Sokovia
that
Accords have been revoked.
You're working for the wrong side, essentially. Yeah. You need to do your private practice. And this company that she's working with is constantly putting her on shitty, like they're constantly making her sign conflict of interest waivers. Yeah. It's just wrong. It's a bad fit, and Daredevil, Matt Murdock points that out.
Yeah, so I think that this show was doing really well, and then it shot itself in the foot, and then it reminded me that the whole series stinks, and it's a joke, and I don't think it's a very funny joke. So I went down to a 6.
Lost the 2 points there at the end for the stupid... this show should have ended.
Yeah.
You're right. Or this episode should have ended. You're right. I don't think the show should end because I hope that they improve it for season 2. Tone down on this obnoxiousness and you might have something. So I'm in agreement, though I did like it a little better, probably because I'm focusing a lot on Matt Murdock. The return of Charlie in that role is awesome. It's so cool to see him back. Doesn't miss a beat, constantly fighting, and he's that force of good that seems to gonna drive her to quit this stupid fucking corporate shit place and then do her own practice, and hopefully in season 2 of his own practice we'll have some better shit, better writers, and better directors.
That's a lot to wish for, man.
7 out of 10. I'm going. All right. So, if you would like to join us in some breakdowns, we pretty much covered everything, so we'll cover some of it really quickly. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Hey guys, welcome to the episode breakdown. I think we covered most everything. It's Leapfrog is the dude, and he is trying to defend a convenience store, or no,
like a Best Buy.
Like a Best Buy, and he tries to beat up some guys that are stealing a fucking TV that are having an argument between QLED and OLED, which is why I was trying to turn you guys on to the OLED. And one of the guys was about to talk bullshit that Q is better. No, it's the O is better. Anyways, so his rocket boots are fuck up, and he blames Luke, and Luke's like, I don't do trash. My suits don't malfunction. And she's given the awkward job of going to serve Luke and and she's like, can I maybe not do this? Because this is a conflict of interest. And any professional lawyer company would be like, yeah, let's have somebody else do it. But no, the show's got to force the fucking drama. So no, you're going to sign a waiver. It's like, what the fuck is the point? Okay, fine. So she goes to try to make a deal with Luke, ends up pissing him off. So she rips apart her dress that he was making. And you see it's a different dress than what she ends up wearing. The second dress is better, so apparently he really liked the fact that she rescued him by the end. But honestly, Daredevil would have rescued him without her help. So it seems like he could just still be mad at her, right? Oh, fuck you. All right, so but no, they go to court, and he's like, are you gonna represent yourself? That's when we get Matt Murdock shows up, gets Daredevil to represent him. Makes sense because he made a suit for him. And we just felt like we kind of wasted that moment between these two, the big confrontation in court with his shite. But he kicks her ass in court. She's a rookie, and it just felt like they're forcing it together. But okay, what else?
Shouldn't she have asked the Leapfrog? Is like, did you do anything different with the suit?
No,
yeah, she's a terrible fucking
yeah,
lawyer.
It's like, it says to use not to use jet fuel.
Yeah, he would have said something there, and she'd have realized instantly.
I can't take your case. You're an idiot.
Yeah, or lawyers still take the case, Joe, but they, at least they are more aware of what arguments are coming. Yeah, exactly.
Don't say what you did.
But she cannot compel discovery, so the judge rules in Matt Murdock's client's favor. And then they show Matt Murdock, he can sniff out the fact the motherfucker was using jet fuel. Everybody in court knows that guy was lying. He fucking embarrasses just Jen Walters, so she loses. It's like, why did this even happen in the first place? Well, because the frog guy's dad is a fucking important client of the goddamn lawyer place.
Yeah, he's a rich boy.
Yeah.
Don't know if they'll tease at something there. God, I hope not. It's and then they go to the bar scene, sends her an appletini. She likes it, and that's
really, people like appletinis? They're nasty.
Never had an appletini. Anyways, he kind of plants the idea in her head that she's kind of working for the wrong side. She'd probably be more rewarding in private practice, like he's doing, right? Helping people ground level. A little flirtatious here, between them. So I was like, are they gonna do that? Okay, maybe they are, and they do. The law firm forces her to, and it's like constantly this law firm is handing her L's. The next L is you have to go to Todd, the creepy dude. You have to go meet him. Clearly, the Todd is just trying to set up another date. He's bragging about his fucking spending $1 million.
For a Wakandan spear.
For a Wakandan spear, and he's like, they want it back, and I need you to represent me. They, because the colonizers had stolen the spear and stuff. So he's like, he hits on her, and she's like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. She leaves, and that, like you said, Joe, there's so much to cover. The episode is literally breakneck speed the whole time because we got 22 minutes to jam all this shit in. It's like
make it longer.
Yeah, just
it's fine. Relax, man.
And you don't have to do these jokes a mile a minute that are not funny, that are not hitting, and it kind of makes it feel awkward and a little obnoxious. Yeah. In this episode, she was starting to obnoxious where I'm like, damn, Daredevil, you lowering your standards. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, she's good looking, so I guess. And so she starts to fight Daredevil because the Leapfrog calls her, I'm under attack. And then so she meets up with him in the fucking parking garage, and they realize it's Daredevil that was attacking him because Leapfrog had what?
Kidnapped the fashion designer.
Kidnapped the motherfucker. So they fight. What happens?
She beats his ass and destroys an entire parking garage and a bunch of cars. She throws a car at him, and then she ruptures his eardrums.
Yeah, you would think that he'd be out for a lot longer than that. If this was the Daredevil series, they would have had an episode or two dealing with that shit, the after effects. But here, no, it's as if it never happened. So, anyways, she's like beats his ass with a clap, rips his helmet off. I'm like, God damn, just holding him up. And she's like, why didn't you say that Leapfrog had kidnapped? And he was like, well, you never asked. Why didn't you ask? And then She's like,
"You dressed like the devil."
well, I'm sorry for assuming that the guy dressed like a devil was the bad guy.
See, I thought that was funny. I think all the stuff between them, like he goes,
fair point.
He had some crazy stuff where he's like sitting there. He's like, "Oh, am I wearing pants when she's Like, there's good jokes that were there during these segments.
Yes.
That's what makes it more frustrating. Is that every once in a while, that one person in the writer room is like, "Can I put something?"
Yeah, I like that. That's good. And they're like, "No."
And she doesn't know who Daredevil is. He is from New York. I forget where this is set. L.A. maybe. And it's very. She's like, it's very daring to use mustard and ketchup as your color scheme. He's like, how about I tell Luke you said that? She's like, no, because Luke already hates her, and that kind of clues her in that Luke is making shit for Daredevil. So, have you ever destroyed a parking lot before, which prompts her to leave a note? Like, that's going to do shit. And then Daredevil can hear her heartbeats as they kind of team up, going to the Leapfrog's
lily pad,
evil headquarters that is literally telegraphed. This guy's an idiot. He wants to go stealth, and she wants to go smash. And then he can tell their heart's beating real fast. She's like, what? She's like lovey-dovey eyes with him. So he does his thing, man. And the sheriff tries to do the Daredevil hallway scene, only worse. Now, Charlie's doing a great job. He's kicking ass the way he should. But, 4 or 5 guys show up and charge him at once. And I'm like, why don't they just shoot him? Why do these guys not have guns? They have crossbows.
Poison dart frogs, okay? They have to use fucking crossbows.
I think one guy had a gun on the end. I was looking at it, but before he had an opportunity, everybody charges, and then she falls on him. 4 or 5.
They're dead.
She killed those
because
dudes.
there was Roof and also the weight of She-Hulk. The motherfuckers are dead. She smash. So then they walk into the main room. We get this awesome fight scene. Daredevil does his thing where she just, frees Luke. And they have some good, more good banter between. He's like, talking lawyer shit. And then actually, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up. People are going to know you're a fucking lawyer. They're going to see your secret identity. And he's like, hey, wait a minute. Are you a lawyer or something? He's like, no. I follow lawyer legal dramas. Don't do that, Murdock. But anyways, she frees Luke, and Luke forgives She-Hulk. Yay! Even though Daredevil could have done that shit on his own. She saved him, so he will make her gala
It was a good
dress.
team up.
It was a good team up. So then they go to the roof, and they have a talk, and he's like, hey, maybe next time I'm in town, I'm going to take you out to dinner. And she's like, look, we can skip all that. I already like you. And then they have sex. As Jen. So he's a good guy.
Like, Josh who?
He's a good guy. Now, I don't know. It seems to me that if we were doing the character as they are, she would catch feelings. It seems like that. But I know she's not going to, because it's like, all right, well, they can't fucking involve him in every goddamn episode. We're going to move on, and she's going to do, So I don't think that this is going anywhere other than she has an affinity for him, and every time they meet, they'll be like, hey, you remember that one time? Anyways, just so she keeps, and then this is when it gets annoying again. She breaks the fourth wall to say that, hey, that was a satisfying conclusion. How about we fuck it up? Sound good? And we're like, no. And she's like, all right, let's do it. And she's like, this doesn't feel right. She even says it doesn't feel right. And then she says, the next episode is the finale. Just tacked on with a twist. I'm like, yes, you're getting it all right. The question is it like Red Hulk, or am I getting fridged? I'm like, all right, I knew they were going to eventually throw that in there somewhere. You know what fridged is, Joe? It is the way women were treated in comics a long time ago. They used to call it getting fridged, because it would usually be the girlfriend of a hero who got killed and stuffed in a fridge when one of the heroes opens. Oh, no. So that's what getting fridged is. And then her friend jumps out with a Wolverine claws. Let's get you all made up. And then she walks out of a car all fancied up. And we get 26 minutes in, we get a second episode, a mini episode, a far worse one that made me roll my eyes. And it was weird. It was gross, too, because it was, they announce all the female lawyers of the year. So, and then the fucking intelligentsia plays the video of her having sex. And I'm sure they cleaned it up for Disney, because they having sex with their clothes on or something. He doesn't even really show the picture that he actually took. I didn't see that in the reel, but maybe it was in the background. And they basically slut shame her. They're like, she is not who you think she is. She is an adult.
She has sex.
She has sex.
Did you know that grown-ups have sex sometimes?
But I think that's the point, you know, Alex, that people do this kind of shit in real life, and it's like, yeah, what's your fucking point? But they're like, no, but she's a slut. It's like, no, she's whatever. Anyway, so she gets pissed, and her
brain
lawyer's like, don't do it, don't do it. And she beats the fuck out of the TVs and shit, and she sees the motherfuckers. For some reason, intelligentsia shows up, and they show up to the event with masks, very conspicuous guys. Like, wouldn't the security be like, let's not let these guys in? Who the fuck are these guys coming in like burglars? She notices them, runs across, grabs a guy, about to beat his ass outside, but that's when we get the DDoC showing up. And she's in big trouble. Point guns at her. And so she's showing that she's a monster like her brother, but I'm like, what is even this storytelling, this pacing, like what?
They spring it on the second to the last episode that she is they're like, oh, she's got control over it. We're gonna do the smart Hulk. She's not, the uncontrollable. And then this episode, they're like, no, she can. When you slut shame her, then she hulks out. Like, wow, great, I love that.
Daredevil duo was fun. Charlie kills it as Daredevil. It doesn't miss a beat. That's what I like most about this. I get it that her anger ties into the first episode where she never fully dealt with that. And she's like, all right, time to go. Gets in her Jeep. And he's like, all right, okay, well, you're an adult. So part of her arc, I guess. We'll see if this thing can end in a satisfying way, but we've already seen quite a few episodes. And honestly, if you want to watch She-Hulk, I think you just watch episode 1 and then just this one. You can go from 1 to 8, right? Do we miss anything important?
No.
Do you think there's another episode? The fuck?
You're gonna miss Madeline. You're gonna miss Madeline.
All right. How about this?
I don't like Madeline.
No, okay. So if you want to go one more episode deep, then do that magic episode, right? Because there is fighting in that one, and then she does the lawyer / fight scene, and there's the Wongers. So the 3 episodes. I forget which one.
So the cameo episode's the one where someone else helps carry the show. So when you got Bruce, when you've got Wong, and then when you've got...
Daredevil.
And so it also works like when it's an ensemble cast and the show doesn't stand up when the writers don't know how to write her as an individual character. That's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to have to see.
Unfortunately.
We're going to have to see how that works out in the final episode, because I'm sure, or at least I hope, that there's no fucking cameo in the last episode. Let her do her own thing. So anyway, that would be episode 1, 4. I found it. Is This Not Real Magic? So it's like 1, 4, and 8 are the ones to watch. So we'll give you the episode 9 rating to the next time, and the series as a whole rating next time. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye guys.